Welcome everybody to tonight's show. Here we go. Gotta find this out here. Here we go. Perfect. Thanks for coming on board tonight. You're going to be looking at me looking at my phone for a couple of seconds here. Share this out to your friends. I'm going to share it out to all of mine. There we go. And perfect. They make it more difficult to send it out to your own page. It's Facebook stopped playing nice to me. Anyway, so tonight's show is going to be an awesome one. We're going to talk about the 10 tips to achieve anything you want in life, and it's all from Success Magazine. Brought to you by Success Magazine. So I'm not inventing this myself, so everybody is going to know all about it, right? There we go. All right, I got to get out of this. That should have been sent out then. Share it to your friends. Share this out. We got 5.5 minutes, a little over 5.5 minutes left before we get into the show. This is the pre-show. Hey, welcome, Courtney. And I got to still check this out. Now, a couple of things. One, it's the end of summer. I don't know if you caught on to that yet, but it's the end of summer. We're not going to talk about that tonight on the show, though, but I'm going to talk about that in the pre-show here. It's the end of summer. Thus, the shades. Oops, that's the shades. And how better to end your summer than if you're in Wisconsin, go to Cheese Days this weekend. There you go. You can eat some cheese. I don't even know, is there much cheese there? Probably not even much cheese. Amber, is there much cheese at Cheese Days? There's a ton of cheese there. We went there a few years. There's no cheese there. It's all beer. It's all beer and bands. Don't listen to anything she says. All I remember is seeing cheese curds, a line for cheese curds. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about something else though. So go out and do something fun this weekend. If you got great weather, even if you have great weather this week, get out there and do it because our days are numbered here in Wisconsin. The other thing I want to tell you about is our obsession, our latest obsession here. Right here. Get this from, go to Costco, buy yourself some of these coconut almonds with dark chocolate. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to keep coming on every week and saying, brought to you by Edward Mark Chocolatier, coconut almond with dark chocolate. Maybe we can barter or something. Maybe if I do enough ads for them that they'll be able to barter in that. But those are our obsession. If you know anyone that has a Costco membership or anything, just have them buy those for you and give them to you as a gift. Put that on your gift, your Christmas list for this next one. Okay. So, end of summer though. I was checking the messages here. His messages came through and I have no idea who that person was. End of summer that's coming up here. Get out there, do something great, something wonderful. We're having some pretty decent weather here in Wisconsin, except for that. I should have had a picture of those on there, the mosquitoes, because we've had so much rain in the last few weeks that it's like now the mosquitoes are they're huge. They're like this big. They come at you, and they're killer. They're just killer. They have, if you ever gone to donate blood, that's what it feels like. They come in and they swoop down and there's like 1,000 of them on you and they're just like, yeah, and this big long needles stuck into you. Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, what we got? 2.5 minutes left. There you go. Why do I even tell? You can read that. You can see that on there. Tonight's show, though, is going to be 10 tips to achieve anything you want in life. So it doesn't matter if you're starting a business, where I kind of usually end up going in there, or if you're trying to make yourself a better person, however that is, it doesn't matter about that. These are the 10 tips. 10 tips to achieve anything you want in life. And I have to agree with the majority of these. In fact, all 10 I do agree with. To the most degree that I can agree with anything. And then we're going to kind of do a little... I have a little commentary at the end there. So, yeah. And thank you for coming along on the journey tonight, if you're still hanging out with us. But it's going to be a good show. And I promise I will not eat the coconut almonds with dark chocolate until after the show. Otherwise, or maybe I should do it during the show. That would be great too. But they're an awesome, awesome treat. Some say you should freeze them, but we just, yeah. It's hard to, you gotta really pace yourself on those though, because it's hard to not to put that bag down. Otherwise you end up eating that whole 32 ounces of those. They're awesome. Put in the comments what you're doing. If you're watching this in the replay, put that what you're doing for this weekend. Our weekends are numbered because you never know when all of a sudden, at least in Wisconsin, you never know when all of a sudden old man winter comes in and starts, and you could have a blizzard here, and like it can be 80 degrees one day and all of a sudden you're having a blizzard the next day. And for those people down on the East Coast, they're going to be... They got that hurricane coming in. I don't know which one that is, but you know what letter they're on. But the hurricane is coming in. If you remember, if you know what that hurricane's name is, put it in the comments. But they got that hurricane that's coming down into the Carolinas there, and I will be doing some. I got two days of webinars coming up that I will be doing for Cape School, and they're in Virginia, so they have prepared me to take over the webinar. So, all right. Welcome to tonight's show. I am Dave Stelma, and tonight we're going to talk about the 10 tips to achieve anything you want in your life. Yes, it's a fantabulous thing. Fantastic thing. Oh, I'm combining words tonight too to describe things. Just think of what you want in your life. That's the first thing that I want to talk to you about. So I'm gonna go from 1 to 10. So there's no particular right or wrong order to these at all. But I'm gonna go 1 to 10 on these tonight. So first one is focus on commitment. Thus the picture on there. Focus on commitment, not motivation. You don't need to focus on what is the motivator for you, because most of the time it ends up being the same thing. It ends up being money, right? Is the motivator, right? That usually is what ends up being the motivator for most of our goals in our lives. And but focus on the commitment that you have towards what you're trying to create, because everything you're creating is going to ultimately make you money, because it's inspirational. You're going to inspire others, you're going to do things, and generally right now we're living in a service time and space, so we're giving service to other people. So you got to figure out how committed you are to that goal that you set forth, what you're going to do, and not so much about the money aspect to it, because that's usually the bottom line motivator. I want to do something that I love to do and make money at it, but don't focus on that aspect. So how committed are you to that goal? That's the first thing. So you got to focus on that as far as that goes, because the focus is going to be on the commitment, right? Number 2, seek knowledge, not results. We seem to be a results driven today. We want things faster, and when you want things faster, you want the results. You don't want the knowledge. But when you get the overall knowledge, that's like I had a conversation today if you call messaging a conversation. But I was messaging with a person that is starting her business, and she is her business is accountability partner. She's been doing that professionally for probably the last I think she said 5 or 7 years, where she is an accountability partner for people, and they have paid her to do this. And now she's taking it as making a business out of it. So you schedule in, you pay a monthly fee. She on a daily basis, you give her your goals, and she has other people that's obviously working for her. But that was one of the things what she was seeking out from me was she's going to start doing Facebook Lives. So she was kind of getting some information in that from me on what it would be to do Facebook Lives. And she was seeking the knowledge, not necessarily the results. The results would be if she would just hire someone to do the production. She's the person in front of the camera, and then they would do all the stuff in the background and put it on, whether they're putting it on YouTube or whatever they're doing with it. So that would be results driven. So she would hire that out. She doesn't want to do that if she's in the startup phase of her business. So she's looking for the knowledge so that she can do it on her own. So she was asking me about equipment. She was asking me about different things that how she could do them and different ones in that. And it's so much easier. My gosh, doing Facebook Lives now is so much easier. It used to be you had to get that key, you had to put that in, you had to do, and those are still there. They're behind the scenes, but they're it's so much easier now to do that. Number 3, make the journey fun. I should say, if you have questions along the way on any of these, let me know. Just throw them in the comments section. I'll try to get to them. Or if you just want to say hi, feel free to say hi. Make the journey fun. Why you're doing this in the first place is probably just to wake up in the morning revved up, fired up to go out there and make some fun yourself, or have fun doing what you love to do, right? So if you're dragging yourself to that job, you're probably not going to be as inspired. It's not going to be fun. You drag yourself in there. You labor through your day, literally laboring through your day. But make the journey fun. Have fun be one of your top priorities for it. The minute everything gets serious and the business gets serious and things get serious, your life gets serious, you're going to be one of those people that walks around with a mopey face, and every time you say hi, it's like, ugh, you get a groan or a grunt at you, right? Try just having fun. And the easiest way to do that is make a game out of it. Whatever you're doing. It can be, you know, obviously, remember as a kid, and we do this with Gabe when we're out trucking around, it's like we'll do I Spy and we'll do different things, but you're making a game out of just living life. And out of that, it's like you're observing things too, especially with that game. You're observing different things that are in life that all of a sudden you're like, ooh, and all that aspect. Now, number 4, so make it fun. Find ways to make your life fun. It doesn't have to be a labor, right? 4, get rid of stagnating thoughts. Those things that just keep plaguing you. The thoughts influence the feelings, and the feelings determine how you view your work. Right here. So get rid of those stagnating thoughts, those things that keep you in a rut. You have to be able to use your imagination, your creativity, your all of those things come into play when you're striving. I mean, 3 was making it fun. Now, if you have those stagnating thoughts, it's like walking through, no, it's like trying to run through a swamp. quicksand, whatever you want to call it. It's like all of a sudden you just start getting deeper and deeper down into that. And part of that is going to be gossip, right? If you work in a work environment where a job, it's like you're going to have to get rid of that or eliminate that or walk away from that, or maybe even because there's always a tendency, at least in America, there's always a tendency for gossip. And gossip does nothing but drag people down. And those are part of those stagnating thoughts. You're always continuously comparing yourself to someone else, or they're comparing themselves to you, or as someone else is gossiping in your ear, it's like maybe that's what they're talking, because it's always a comparative thing. To put themselves up in a higher level, they put somebody else down, right? That's what that's all about. But get rid of those. And it's tough because those are the things that are handcuffing you to the job. That's what's handcuffing you to life. Is those stagnating thoughts. That's what's bringing you down. So acknowledge them. And a lot of times they're out of fear, false experiences appearing real. And if you acknowledge them and then eliminate them, go the 180. So if you catch yourself being part of that gossip at work, go, okay, I gotta go. And just eliminate yourself out of that. And then that slowly with time, it'll resolve itself. Number 5, use your imagination. Creativity is a huge component of life. Being creative and using that creative aspect keeps you going. It's gonna lower your chance of Alzheimer's. It's gonna lower your chance of dementia. It's gonna lower your chance of a heart attack because you're being creative. You're utilizing all those gray matters between your ears, and it's what's going to probably get you farther faster, because if you are a solution thinking person versus a problem thinking person, the solutions come faster and faster, and they come out of creativity. So if you utilize that part of your brain, wherever that part of the brain is, I need John Asraf in the room to give me about the neurons and all the refiring of all that stuff. But if you get, that's what you got to work on. You got to work on using your imagination, whether that's through music, singing, mathematics is part of imagination, creativity aspect. You can do painting, you can do writing, you can do any of those things, but even just problem solving is a great way. And there's all different kinds of puzzles in that will start activating those neurons in that part of the brain, and it gets easier and easier and easier, and you start thinking bigger and bigger and bigger and making bigger strides in life. All right, let's move on to stop being nice, or stop being nice to yourself. That's number 6. Number 6 is stop being nice to yourself. Motivation means action, and action brings results. That's why I put the clapper board there. Action is what does it all. And sometimes you got to stop being nice to yourself because you like go, oh, it's okay. You don't have to do that today. Oh, we don't have to, I don't have to write that. I'll leave it till tomorrow, or whatever that is. You start being nice. If you're always nice to yourself and you cut yourself slack all the time, you become what? A slacker. That's an easy thing to put in there, right? So stop being nice to yourself. Sometimes you got to be a little bit more firm. You got to make sure that you do the things that are going to help you yourself physically, mentally, spiritually. Those are all involved so that you can be better financially, right? If you don't have the first 3, you're not going to be able to get to the 4th one and reap the benefits financially of all that stuff. So you got to take care of yourself. And part of that is being, sometimes you got to be the bad guy to yourself. You got to, if you forget to take that, like sometimes I forget to take my warfarin at night. So it's like, Get out of bed, go take your warfarin. So I just do it, and I'm not going to be nice to myself because I know that if I don't do that, then there's repercussions that could happen after that. And so just do that and take action. Once you set your goals with any of this, and we're going to come to that a little bit here, but once you set your goals, you don't need, you can't allow yourself to slack, because what that big goal is never going to hit until you really take action every day. You got to do at least 5 things towards your goal every day. No matter what that is, you got to do 5 things towards that goal. And it can be little things along the way, but you got to still do that. Okay. Number 7. This is a tough one for me. Get rid of distractions. How many times do you go through the day and you check your email? Do a hash board where you do hash marks. Do they still call them hash marks? I hope they do. But do a board, do a little sheet or something, and tape it to the back of your phone every time you check Facebook. You probably will surprise yourself on how many times you are distracted from what you're doing. I do it. I catch myself every so often. It's like I'll be typing my newsletter for the day or something of that sort, and then all of a sudden I look at, my phone lights up or something, and oh, what's that? Oh, I got something on Facebook. Should I check Facebook? And I catch myself doing that. And I'm sure you do too, because that's what they want us to do. They're programming us to do that. Facebook, YouTube, they're set up for you to all of a sudden go, oh my gosh, I've been on Facebook for 2 hours. But that's how they want you to go down that rabbit hole, because they're taking a chance that you're going to see an ad, you're going to then click onto something else, and you're not going to realize what time it is. They want you to waste your time on that. So get rid of those distractions in life and focus on your business. If you just take the first 4 hours of your day, the first 4 hours, don't worry about the second half of the day, but just the first 4 hours of your day, and you eliminate all the distractions and you just focus on what you need to get done, you will be in the top 3% of the people, I guarantee you, of productivity, of the people, of the wealth, of all that stuff. You will jump up into that sector, because the problem that most people have is that they linger in that other 97%, which is going to be that they're on Facebook, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's been 2 hours. They waste that in the first 4 hours of the day. And then once you get past noon, then the second half of your day just goes downhill. It automatically does. It doesn't matter how productive you are of a person in that, the second half of the day is downhill. So if you're not going uphill in the first half of the day, if you're going up a little bit and then you're going down, and then you're going to go down from there. So if your low or your high is low, it just gets worse. And that's where the 97% of Americans end up every day. These are just the facts, people, so don't yell at me about that. So get rid of the distractions. That's number 7. So 8, don't rely on others. Don't rely on others. We do this all throughout life. When I was younger, I did this. A friend of yours might have a job, and they're so much fun. It's so great. Everything is so wonderful there. We have fun. It's all that. And it's like, oh, I want to do that too. I want to go and work there, or I want to go and do that. And then throughout life, we want to be something else, or we rely on others to do things for us without checking up, without managing, without inspiring those people to hit those deadlines and that too. So you can't always rely, and you shouldn't rely on others, especially when you're starting a business or just in life in general. You only can control 100% of 50% of a conversation, right? Or a relationship. So I'm only responsible for 100% of my part of Ember and I's relationship. I can't control what Ember wants and needs, and her half of the conversation or her half of the relationship. So I can't rely on that. Yes, you can to some, because obviously in that we have a relationship. You're going to have relationships in business and that too, but you can't rely on others for your happiness. Okay. So you're not going to rely on others to achieve, and we can't blame them either, because a lot of times we get into those aspects because then we want someone to fall back on and we want to blame them for that. So there you go. Number 8, don't rely on others. Number 9, plan, and plan. If you're going to take a trip without a destination, do I turn left? Do I turn right? I don't know where I'm going. I don't have a destination. I don't know what I'm doing. Planning is a crucial part for achieving success in your life, because you can't achieve something that you don't have, you didn't plan for. You don't know what that is. What am I achieving? I want to earn $100,000 this year. You know, if I don't put that mark there, how am I going to know if I achieved it or if I failed or if I learned from it or what, you know, how am I going to know that? So you got to plan. You got to set goals. You got to have a plan to accomplish those things along the way. And then you do your 5 things every day. If you do 5 things towards that goal, towards that plan, you will then accomplish it. There you go. Now, number 10. Do I have a drum roll? I don't know if you can hear that or not, but drum roll. Protect yourself from burnout. Life is no different. Your life is no different than starting a business or anything of that sort. If you burn out from life, you're going to burn out from everything, right? You're going to burn out from loving someone, being able to have love, to accept love. You're going to burn out from that. So you have to protect yourself from burning out from doing one thing too much. If you are the person that has 19 kids in 20 years of your marriage, you're probably going to burn out on those kids and changing diapers and all of that good stuff. So, you know, you protect yourself from that. Be able to go and enjoy, find a hobby, find something that you enjoy to do and that brings you happiness and joy. So protect yourself from burnout. It's easy to get burned out, and so find things that will keep you away from that or keep you grounded. Meditation. I do meditation every morning. Working out, exercise, and it doesn't matter what type of exercise, even if it's going and just vigorously walking, and that you're going to get out, you're going to be out with nature, you're going to get that grounding in your soul. So, but those are a couple of things that will protect you from that. Even if it's just taking a few minutes a couple of times a day and just doing some deep breathing and, you know, hide. If you're in the job, just hide. Go in the bathroom and hide in there. I know it can get kind of nasty sometimes. If it's nasty, don't choose that. Go find a broom closet or something. Do they have broom closets anymore? I don't know. But just go and protect yourself from burnout in life, because life was meant to be enjoyed, not to feel like prison in your life. All right. Final segment I want to talk about 9/11. So we have 9/11 that has happened. That was in 2001. And September 11th, 2001, terrorists hijacked some jets and flew them into buildings and murdered a lot of innocent people. And those terrorists were following a leader without questioning his morals, without questioning his judgment. And they followed their leader because they got caught up in the rhetoric. They got caught up in the us versus them mentality. And it doesn't matter where you're from, what country, what city, what family. Sometimes we can get caught up in something that starts out one way, starts out maybe in making us feel good, doing something that you know, that it was just good for us, and then it slowly turns down a dark alley. Because that's how this happens. They lure you in, and and then all of a sudden you're just caught up in that moment. And I'd like for everyone to just take a moment today and make a commitment that we're going to just think for ourselves. I don't care what your thinking is, but just think for yourself. Don't get caught up, and sometimes like I said, it'll be something that starts out very positive, feels good to you. It was something, you know, we're you know, rah, and then all of a sudden it by the leaders of that organization, it takes a turn down a dark alley. Let's just, for ourselves and for our children and our grandchildren, let's just start to think for ourselves and not try to be part of that group. And always look at it from a third person point of view and go, is this something that's good? And sometimes it's going to be great, but sometimes it can go down that dark alley, like I said. And then the other aspect that I want you to really consider is forgiveness. This is a great day to just recognize that, whether it's with a loved one, whether it's with family, friends, someone that you feel has wronged you, or just on the aspect of even the terrorists. Forgiveness is a tough thing to do, and forgiveness isn't for them. Forgiveness is for you. And it's to relieve yourself of that burden of being caught up in that group of negativity. Everyone is someone's child. Everyone has a mother. And out of all of that, we need to just walk a little bit more in their shoes and be open-minded and listen and have a conversation. So that at some point in time, hopefully within my lifetime, we won't have to worry about any of this. We won't have to, and I know some people are going to be like, oh my gosh, that's just too far out there for me to even fathom. But it is a possibility. And if we have more than one person, if we have a group of people that think towards that goal, as we said, we can achieve it. Have a great night. Have a great week. I have an interview tomorrow night with Mark Markovich, and he is going to be talking about his great book that he has coming out this week. And so come on back here at 6 o'clock tomorrow night and catch that. Otherwise, have a wonderful week. Give someone a hug and think about forgiveness. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. There it is.
If you like this video, like my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find everything at davestelma.com.